Quality audio in any venue shouldn't be overlooked. It's of the utmost importance. You can close your eyes, but not your ears. I'm Matt Ward. I'm a music producer, sound curator, and all-round music nerd. I am Australian, but I now live in Amsterdam. I realised I had a connection with music from a very young age. I was always playing with records, cassette players. My dad was a drummer in a band, and my mum would listen to every genre of music under the sun. The connection with music escalated when I first discovered nightclubs and was exposed to music being played to strangers and uniting a crowd together. From there, I decided that I had to learn how to DJ, and at the end of my Year 12 studies, I purchased my first set of Technics 1200 turntables. As a DJ, I found it fascinating how you can influence mood on a dance floor and in a club environment. And I continued along that path to the point where I wanted to make my own music, to see how I could shift people's emotion or create excitement on the dance floor through my music alone. Further on from that is looking at how to create different soundscapes for different environments outside the club. So how can music influences people's decisions, conversation, mood? How can brands use that to tell a story differently or in their own way? My services as a sound curator really depend on what the client requires. This can be consulting on a venue space and aligning that with what their view is, but also then refining that down to what I feel works. You know, in a practical sense, creating playlists, scheduling timelines for these playlists to ensure that it aligns with what that space needs for that time of day. For clients that require music composed for them, can be tailored to what the brand needs. From a sound curation perspective, it doesn't just stop at the sound curation side of things. It's also relating to understanding the acoustic environment and making sure that the sound palette makes it comfortable for people to be within a space. If the music's too loud, people have to shout. They can't hear each other clearly. If it's too quiet, people become self-conscious and they don't want to converse as much because they might be afraid of somebody else overhearing conversation. So there's a fine line between what's too loud and what's too quiet, but then also the content which is being played over those speakers or sound system. There's so many different aspects as to how sound can influence people and space. So for me, I like spending time in those spaces to work out, does this feel right? So I think it's all about making sure that there's an understanding from my perspective of what the client wants, but then making sure that it does execute well in the space and achieve what it's supposed to. I think the sound curation space for the future is interesting. I think as is with any technological advance, AI potentially could have an impact. We already see movement with algorithms and suggesting music, suggesting what we watch. But I think there will still be DJs, there will still be people creating soundscapes for brands and companies. And I think also people should still immerse themselves in that side of music, in discovering it for themselves. I still go to the record shop and spend money on records that I probably don't need, but it's this discovery of music. You're searching through things that somebody just hasn't handed to you, or something like software hasn't handed to you. You've found that yourself, and I think there's something special in being able to pass that on to friends, family, or share that with the world. You can't replace that with software or artificial intelligence.